What's up, everybody? Welcome to Walk It Off. As you can see, I am joined today by my good friend Zach Nunez of Geaux Deep Dive. How are you doing?
Oh man, I'm not gonna get into the personal stuff. I'm just gonna say I'm happy that it's Friday.
Y'all don't know this behind the scenes, but me and Zach spent roughly past hour being petty. Just I saw one thing online and I went, I wonder, and then it turned into an hour long investigative journalism session.
Here's the thing: don't lie to us, because we will do our absolute best to find out. Do not lie to us.
Don't lie, because I'll give y'all a sneak peek. I was going through the Daily Star archives, like in movies, you see the newspapers rolling. I was online looking for a picture. Anyways, David Cook.
Laughing at Babbitt saying, "Don't get in too much trouble, boys."
That this individual has so much power at the state level. I mean, I don't know. Probably know the same people though. Anyways, if we do. David's probably really happy he couldn't join us now.
David would be crawling under his desk, just not even 3 minutes in.
David's gonna watch this and go, "What happened?" This wasn't even in the group chat. Oh man,
right?
So as the thumbnail says, we're gonna dive into the 5 for 5 deal, and I wanted Zach and David on today. Got something in my stupid eye. Because we've been the main ones yelling this. Like, I know I put my 10 toes down in certain areas, and I've been wrong in some. We've all been right in others. And it's our opinion is becoming mighty popular. It's almost coming.
Shot number 2 that we've thrown so far.
Well, it's not even a shot. And I'm not calling anybody out in particular. It's just like, and I'm not saying anybody needs to sit there and say my name or say your name. But it's like, it sounds verbatim to a point, which is cool. But a week ago, we were told, nah. So it's okay. So look, we're going to take a deep dive into what this means. Dispel any conflation between the 5 for 5 eligibility ruling passed this week by the NCAA and the proposal made by Major League Baseball to the Major League Baseball Players Association on that realm. Because the 5 for 5 deal encompasses all sports. It's going to affect all sports differently. And then the MLBPA is going to affect more or less high school, college players in their proposal. So what me and Zach are going to do, I didn't tell him I was going to do this. We're going to take our LSU hats off. My hair looks crazy. We're going to take our LSU hats off today. We're not being LSU fanboys. Oh, we want this, we want that. We're going to look at it from a completely objective lens. What's either best for the league, the player, the teams, etc. So we can have a legitimate deep dive conversation about this. So anything you want to say before we get started today, Zach?
I'm glad I coincidentally didn't wear LSU stuff for the show then.
He's got Jesus One gear on. Why is that funny, Carl? I always have Jesus One gear on every day. Anyways, give me your objective opinion on the 5 for 5 eligibility ruling passed this week by the NCAA.
I think I'm kind of split. I'm like 75-25 on liking it and not liking it. I think it fixes a lot of the issues you have right now in terms of the Trinidad Chamblises of the world. And other guys like that. I mean, Sid the Sloth played quarterback in the SEC and the ACC for about 10 years of what it feels like. You won't run into situations like that again. God forbid we ever have another pandemic, but it cuts the chance down on that ever happening again. The portion that I don't like is you're restricting guys and girls to 5 years, right? Perfectly fine. But then you think about it, well, if I get hurt, 2 of those 5 years and I don't have the opportunity to get a red shirt, that's where in my head, like, I do have some sympathy for those kids who aren't going to get the opportunity to recover a lost year. And while, this will fix a lot of the people who have, are claiming red shirts for
The flu,
pneumonia, whatever, whether they had it or not. If you tear your ACL one year and then tear the other ACL the next year, that's when I start to have sympathy for you.
on the medical red shirt part, because there's a difference between red shirts and medical red shirts. People need to understand that was a reality as well. You get a red shirt, say you come in, like we were just talking about possibly having a red shirt for somebody, not playing, getting red shirted. And then a medical red shirt would be something similar to, we'll use Trinidad Chambliss as an example, just because he's the one that came to mind. And I'll give credit to Jared Mitchell of Mic'd Up. I listened to their show earlier today. It popped up. They're talking about the same thing we were talking about from their lens. And I agree with Jared Mitchell. Jay Mitch kind of pressed Lloyd, not start like he wasn't being mean, but he was having the conversation. Why should you get that year back? Life isn't fair. And it's like, how are you gonna take me to court or take the NCAA to court for a medical red shirt that doesn't exist? So I'm kind of on the page with Jay Mitch. Like he brought up a great example with Stephen Ridley. Go ask Stephen Ridley if he'd like to have a red shirt for the year he tore his ACL and didn't get his contract year. You don't get that time back in real life. And honestly, it's a better deal for guys because now instead of having 5 years to play 4, you have 5 years to play 5. So your red shirt's kind of baked into a point. What are parts about you do like though? So we know what you don't like. We have a good handle of that.
Yeah, I like you said, it does give guys an extra year to be able to showcase. Obviously, this opportunity is out of the window. The fan base is kind of divided on this person, but I look at a Garrett Nussmeier, right? Let's say 5 for 5 was in place when he started his LSU journey, right? After as bad of a season as he had this past year, and to say
This
it
would have been
bluntly,
his 5th year.
right? He could have had another year to come back and say, hey, let me reprove to you guys that I can play this. Or just using him as an example, as a bubble.
If he had another year.
Whatever. Right. Come back, prove that, hey, I can do this. Just let me get healthy and show you. And then I guarantee you he doesn't end up going in the 7th round. I'm trying to think of another example of somebody like that who came back for their final year and just blew it for whatever reason. Having that 5th year gives you a massive opportunity to give it another run.
For some reason, it's popped in my head. Wait. God. Total technology mess up. I was Googling something and turned volume on. I thought you were still talking. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I had something pop in my head just now thinking about that because I think about a guy like Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Graduate transfers. Does that still happen? Do you get the graduate transfer thing? I haven't read that far into it to know if they kind of ixnayed that, because graduate transfer was kind of a loophole before all the loopholes opened. The graduate transfer thing happened. The things I dislike about the 5 for 5, honestly, there isn't much. And in baseball, it's not really this conversation. In football and basketball, I don't like the opening the door for nothing against Will Wade, opening the door for NBA teams to use college as a farm system. Telling guys, hey, we're going to draft you. It's kind of like the old school, like when Bo Jackson got drafted by the Buccaneers and decided to go play for the Royals.
Right.
They held his rights until the next draft year. That's becoming a more and more common thing now with guys getting drafted and then having their rights held to kind of like ease stuff and not lose a guy. It's kind of a loophole professional teams. And also, I think you hold guys back because like a guy like Garrett Nussmeier, he comes in, he redshirts 1 year, he comes in, plays 2 years into a 5th year. You're holding guys back. That's going to hurt recruiting, but you got to work that out when you recruit, right? There isn't a whole lot I don't like. The medical redshirt thing from that perspective was too bad, man. Like, there's LSU players in the past that I could look at and think of like, he wouldn't have played. But it's like,
that's such is life. I mean, like you said, I mean, it's to quote one of my favorite childhood shows. Hey, little bro, life's tough. Get a helmet.
What show is that? Like, I can't remember that one.
The name escapes me right now. It was
can't remember.
Corey Topanga.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. Thank you.
Boy Meets World. Yeah.
It was Eric knocking on Corey's head. Hey, little bro, life's tough. Get a helmet.
I'll let you pass with that one because you were a little young when that show ended.
Yeah, I was. My brother and sister used to show me all the reruns of it when it was on. It was a great show.
Topanga. The weirdest name you could have given a character, but
it fit.
It fit. A lot of things fit. Back to 5 for 5 deal. This is This is something. How do you see this affecting other sports? What sports is this going to affect the most, do you believe? Because I'll give Lloyd credit too. Lloyd Courtney. Trade as Green as a sophomore again, basically.
Right. No, ranking the big 3 sports, I think you'll have the smaller sports like softball, the Olympic sports, golf, soccer, probably where like you will see numerous 5-year players. After those, I think it affects baseball the most, specifically because, and we'll get into this, as you said, specifically because of how it affects the MLB draft and things like that. Football, I think, will be interesting and a curious case because you already have that deadline for players where they can get drafted after what is now considered their 3rd year. Yeah. So I think you'll still have the same amount of guys that leave in after their 3rd and 4th year. And then the 5th year guys will be, I think you'll see very few. I don't see this affecting basketball at all. On the women's side, I think you'll see a lot of 5 years. On the men's side, I don't think it'll affect basketball at all. I think, you'll see a 5th year guy every once in a blue moon, and it's probably a walk-on or somebody who,
So marquee talent. So women's basketball, you're right. You're going to see a lot more. You're going to see a ton, I think, of 5th year female like women's basketball players just because of the pay structure in the women's national, the WNBA, and the NIL pay structure in college basketball. Angel Reese got a pay cut. Flaugier is getting a pay cut. Like
they both would have taken the 5th year, like come back for their 5th years, and there's not a doubt in my mind.
I'm not going to think about that right now. But like, and then like, so I was trying to think, could Flaugier come back? But no, it's okay. So like, and you got an instance like with we're going to generally talk about the sports with high dollar amount careers after college, because like a sport like golf, you can have 5-year golf guys, but a lot of guys who are good enough are going to end up, the school in the NCAA can't hold them, and golf itself can't hold them to a time frame. They just go get their pro card,
right,
and that's it. So or they win a tournament and they earn their pro card. It basically, golf is, I don't make money, I make money, amateur and pro. That's all it is. So we're going to stay within basketball, football, and baseball. In basketball, as far as the men's side, I see it having a big impact, but not on the college side. Having a big impact on the NBA side, because instead of having so many younger guys in the league, you're going to get those 1-2 year guys who come to college now as used as a farm system.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like in a bad way. Going away from that with football, and this is going to turn into the conversation with baseball later on. I don't think you'll see a guy like Trades Green will not play 5 years.
Absolutely not.
At the most, now he may play 4. And that's an emotional decision.
Correct.
That will not be a career decision.
Correct.
That's not going to change much due to the fact that A, the injury risk is so high, and B, the reason why, you may see guys like a Fernando Mendoza or a Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is a 5th-year guy, graduate transfer, so on and so forth. Didn't get the playing time early and got it later.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you'll see the 5th years, because they don't get knocked in the draft so hard over their head in money, because that, like in the NFL, it's not these teams have a pot of money they can use. It is this draft pick is at this amount of money. It's set.
And I wish the MLB would do the same thing.
I wish the MLB would have a regular draft. First of all, like I'm going to talk about the MLB proposal to the Players Association just for a quick minute. Having a separate international draft and domestic draft makes sense to me.
I don't understand why they didn't come up with that years ago.
They made a change years ago to where they couldn't offer players younger than 16, and they had to give up compensatory picks. How about you just have a regular draft and an international domestic draft? You could even have two separate pots of money, or take the $250, $200, $300 million for the signing bonus or the bonus pool, and you have to play within that money together.
Right.
It's.
And I can tell you that you're going to make fun of me for this, and I'm opening myself to that. No, you are. Don't shake your head. No, you absolutely are.
I doubt it.
You 100% are. Anyway, that's kind of what the MLS does. Is the MLS has their own college draft where they pull people out. But then when it comes to a lot of international prospects and stuff that may not be going to stay in their country's league, they'll just sign them to their farm system, and then they'll rise through the league through the system that way. And that makes complete sense in my head, because it's an even playing field.
I'm not going to pick on you that, because I can't pick on you about soccer, because I really don't know it. It makes sense. And that's how I look at baseball to a point. Have a 20-round draft. Let it be 20 rounds. But after that, use the information you get from the combine, which we're going to get into that in a minute. Use the information you get from the combine and invite guys for workouts. Then sign them. Yeah, it's more work. I get it. You work for a Major League Baseball team. It's not that hard.
There's numerous people who would love to have your job.
Who would give their...
If you told me I could be a scout for the Royals right now, I'd love to.
I'd be a scout for the Savannah Bananas, and I'll be happy. Just pay me what I make now. That's it, and that'd be good. That's I don't care. Right. It's let's get to the $1 million question. Jake Brown. So I saw this today. I know me, you, and David. Shout out, by the way, to our friend, the staff writer at And the Valley Shook. It took me way too long to learn that. David Belliot is in the chat. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Prayers up for Mr. Uncle Randy. He's got a car bill he has to take care of.
Oh,
and yeah, man. I'm sorry to hear that, Unc. We love you. Prayers up for you, buddy. You're gonna be all right. Unc got money. You see the glasses he wears all the time? Unc got money. By the way, I thought this today. You said you never met me. You don't remember you don't remember meeting me, Unc? Come on, man. It breaks my heart. Jake Brown is at the combine. I saw a video, a short snippet today of him not doing anything, just walking, grabbing his towel. So the question me, you, and David were asking in the group text, Jake Brown is at the combine, which does hurt my theory. I'll be completely honest with you, which I'm fine with. And I'm not coming on here a day to change my theory. I am 10 toes down, 10 toes down, 10 toes down. With this 5-for-5 deal, Jake Brown is really no longer a junior.
Sophomore.
He's a sophomore. He can come back for his 4th year and have leverage, quote unquote. People know my stance. As an objective, outside looking in guy, if you're talking to Jake Brown, and I'll even give you this, Mikey Matuk and Jared Mitchell today both said he should go. But they said it in a very certain parameter. Mikey was basically saying first round. Then up to halfway second round, which what pick would that be, Zach? 60 to 70?
Yeah, I think it's about.
Have you heard that
60?
before?
I think so.
And this isn't like a dig at Mikey and J Mitch by any means. It's just like 60 to 70. And so, and
I've heard that somewhere. I can't remember where.
I don't know. So, and J Mitch also said first, second round because you have to be a priority to them or come back. And I have another wrinkle we're going to get to that's going to change, I think, a lot of people's opinions. If you were to tell Jake Brown to give him your glass bowl and say, this is what you do, what do you tell him?
I think it just depends.
We're going to take out the scenario that somebody picks him in the top 30 and he gets like a multi-million dollar signing bonus. Like we're taking that scenario out of it. Because as of right now, unlike back in April, he's not a top 30 pick. Projected.
Right.
Some people projecting him in the 40s to 50s. I get that. There's a reason why the 60 number was there for a reason.
Let's just go 60 right now, just for argument's sake, and playing devil's advocate to make this as on the edge either way, right? If he goes pick 60 and they're not offering him full slot, I say come back.
What do you think they offer him full slot?
I don't.
Okay. So
I'm
blind. To be good.
I think it's what 2.3 we've talked about.
I'm pulling that up now just to verify. So at 60, he would go to the Padres. It's 1.56. Now, I'll be the first one to say this. If I'm not the first one to say it, but I'll be the first one to say it tonight. He's not getting 1 at LSU. It's not going to touch 7 figures. All right. The money just isn't there unless there's a spirited donor, which if you're out there, well, I haven't showed up yet. You probably showed up for Milan, but like, by the way, I have years of eligibility left too. But like some people who have all their eligibility left. But 1.56. This is a thing for me. So it also depends. We could sit here, we could break down every team and their draft and their slot value going to give somebody. Just because the slot value says 1.56 doesn't mean you're going to get that. Doesn't mean you're going to get up to that. Doesn't mean you're going to get down to that. I remember the Nationals and the Pirates spending more than slot value to get Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens.
Right.
That's your point. And right now, like I talked about earlier, the MLB is also using this draft pool for international talent. And they also have rounds within rounds with supplemental draft picks and things of that nature.
Right.
There's a lot more to go into this gumbo than just the chicken and andouille.
Right.
Do you want to give an idea of where an MLB team would be around, I have an idea where they would. I have a theory of what number they would offer him right now at 60.
Probably 650 or 7.
Oh, I'd go more than that.
You think?
I think they'd be around 1.1, 1.2. I think they would knock off a little off the head for this reason. This isn't a dig on Jake Brown. I love Jake Brown. I think we all know this. He hasn't played a full season. He's played a full season. Yes, he hasn't started a full season.
Right.
He came in as a freshman, platooned, came in as a sophomore, platooned. This year he starts, broke his hamate. That's not a career-threatening injury. It's just an injury. Do I think Jake Brown has MLB talent? I do. I think he has Major League Baseball talent, not just minor league talent. But I think they knock him on the head a little bit for that, and they go like 1.2, 1.1. If that's the case, should Jake come back or should he go?
If that's and the reason why I say it said 650, somewhere between 650 and 7, is because going based off the 60 slot value, like I don't think wherever he gets drafted, he's going to get full slot. But I think, even if it is 1.1, I think you stand to make so much more money next season. Like,
yeah,
especially going back and having that leverage now, you can cement yourself in the first round. And let's see what the slot value for the last first round pick is.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on. So end of the first round would be.
The MLB draft makes no sense. I'm looking at this.
I'm looking at 26. So let's go to 30, just because 30. There's 30 teams.
Thank you.
3.19 million. So you're tripling your amount right there at my number, and I knocked 300-400 off, just like that's a soft knock on the head.
Right.
But also, first pick of this draft gets 11 mil. 11 mil.
That's the ceiling and the floor of where you would go in the first round, quote unquote, and you're at least gonna have the possibility to triple it. Because
what do you think the slot value between the first pick and the 25th pick is? The difference? Don't look at it.
I've got it pulled up.
It's almost $9 million.
Yeah, jeez.
Look, so you're telling them come back.
If it's 1.1, yeah.
Okay. So what about the conversation about starting his clock to the second contract? Granted, you have to get to the show
right
first.
Well, and that's the thing, is you have to get to the show first, but it also depends on the organization you're in, right? Because you can go to an organization like the Braves, the Yankees, the Dodgers, that they're decently run organizations, and you just got to be able to find a path through to the league. You could go to an organization like the Rockies, the A's, the White Sox, who are prone to trade the Reds, the Pirates, who are
prone.
Thank you. Prone to trading their prospects when they get to that level. And same goes the other way. Like the Yankees trade all of their prospects out for top level players all the time. Dodgers do the same thing. Somebody just did it recently. I'm trying to remember who it was. I can't off the top of my head. But it depends on the organization you get to, because your path is either more clear or more cloudy depending upon where it is. And it's not just, okay, well, the Yankees have Aaron Judge in right field, so I'm not going to make it through there anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Here's another wrinkle for you. So think about clock. The reason I don't talk about starting your clock very often is because it means you getting to the show. It means you getting to that second contract where you get your money, right? And there's an age range where you can maximize that money. Jake Brown's agent is Boris.
I'm not sure. Let me see.
I think it's Scott Boris. He knows that. He's got all that in his mind. There's a reason why Scott Boras is an agent. We know his name. He makes money. There's so many variables tied into that. But here's your other wrinkle. I don't believe this CBA gets passed unless they forego high school drafting. Well, take that back. I think the CBA gets voted on and approved with high school players not being draft eligible. Let me tell you why. What are the players more worried about, money or high school players? Money. That's going to be because the MLB wants that. The MLB didn't put that out there on public platforms to say, oh, like, this is for fun they didn't put it out on a Friday news dump. It came out middle of the week. They want to take the high school drafting out. So if you look at time, and I get what a lot of people talk about with age, MLB for sure values youth more than any other league. That age will trend up getting out of high school drafting. So it doesn't really hurt you.
No. If you're Jake Brown and the CBA does get passed where they eliminate high school drafting, it only helps you because you're not competing with some 18-year-old who may or may not, who looks like he has the tools, but may or may not be, what they think he is. Whereas, you're playing in the SEC, like the closest thing you can get to the MLB in terms of not being in the MLB, in my opinion. Like,
yeah.
What's more of a sure thing at that point?
So, and the bad part is Jake won't be able to see that CBA before he gets drafted. That won't happen.
No. But they'll have. If
you can have an idea,
right?
But
they'll have breadcrumbs.
You'll have breadcrumbs, but that's nothing more than breadcrumbs. Like they're on a different bag of bread with collective bargaining agreements. Like you're looking at the last bag, and you're going, So speaking of someone who's been through CBA talks, yeah, they very different at the end. And like Carl Dunn just said, who picked on me for wearing Jesus 1, I don't appreciate that, Carl. God still loves you though, buddy. There's going to be a lockout. I've went as far to say there won't be a national. My head stuck in college. There will not be a World Series champion this year. That's how far I've went. And I think the longest lockout was 99 days, and there's people saying it could last longer. Here's your other wrinkle. With that looming, do you go? Because it's not really going to change your. It may change. They could lower the bonus pool, but they're also shortening the draft.
Right.
In that CBA. So it doesn't really change anything with terms of money-wise. Do you want to go sit for a year? Maybe go play, independent ball while you wait if your organization lets you, or get better in the SEC?
Exactly. And that's the thing. Is like, I can make $1 million right now, but I may not be playing baseball a year from now. Or I can make $3 million 2 years from now and continue to play.
Or you can make $1 million now, get older, and not play. Or wait a year, get older, but the guys who went and didn't play, you don't know what they've done. You can see what Jake's done.
Right.
And he's gotten better, and he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot better stretch for me. Give me your argument for him to go.
I think the argument to go is, what if I get hurt again? Mm-hmm. And like, you can't predict that. Like anybody who's going to come up to me and tell me that you can predict injuries, and I've seen people try to do that. You can't tell me that you can say, yeah, I'm going to get hurt, or no, I'm not going to get hurt. That's the biggest risk in all of this, because if you do get hurt, you run back the same scenario that you just ran back in terms of, well, my draft stock's fallen, so I can either play my 5th year, lose all my leverage, or you see what I'm saying? Like I think that's the biggest risk is what if I get hurt again? He's not a big injury guy, but like crazy things happen.
Yeah, and so your argument would be just for injury's sake, basically.
And I think that's a very big one, though. To be fair,
oh no, it's huge. It's 100% huge. I'm gonna give you my reason for him to go first before I give you all my reason for him not to go. This is like I said. This is not being a. By the way, shout out Jay Johnson. His anniversary for being hired as the LSU baseball coach is today. So happy anniversary, coach. But taking the LSU hat off again. Whatever, this is something that we all need to understand, by the way. No matter how plugged in you are or who you talk to or your sources or anything like that, your buddy at the water cooler, the reason why everybody's talking about it is nobody knows. No matter what they tell you, nobody knows because they haven't told anyone. He hasn't made the decision yet, I bet. And if he has, he's playing it well. And I have a reason. The other day I thought about this, and you know about this reason. They don't. I thought about that reason. I was like, oh, he did send me that. Okay. But then again, things changed. That was before we heard other stuff. But this is my reason for him to go. Draft pool can get smaller, get more money now, get into a system, start playing. But, you're not in summer ball. You can go straight to minor league, camp. You can go straight to instructional league, whatever you need to do. Start playing, start moving your way up. Look how fast LSU guys are moving up now. I mean, Jay Johnson's doing something right, even though people wanted him fired.
I think Cade Anderson just got promoted again.
You going to AAA?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay, all right.
I'm joking. Making the joke because that's quick.
Not surprised.
Right. Just making the joke because he that's how fast he's ascended.
Nate Yesky must be a good pitching coach. Anyways,
we'll have a conversation about that all day.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the money gets smaller. Go make your dream come true. Like, I always wanted to play professional baseball. You did. I know you know people who did. It sounds like the best time of my life. I never got to go do your thing. Right? You get injured, whatever. And $1 million in one hand is better than no $1 million in this hand because I know what this hand feels like. So go get your $1 million. This is my reason for him not to go. First off, you haven't put a full year out. And I don't know what teams are telling you. I don't know because they're giving guys offers already. Like the Braves, for instance, already have their first pick done. Like they know, everyone knows who they're picking, what they're picking them for.
Right.
Right. It's a shortstop. It's an international shortstop. So they're talking to him. They're giving them numbers. There's teams, Yankees, who said they're not going to pick up Jake Brown. So like he has an idea. Draft day may be different because you can listen to Briggs McKenzie when Jay Johnson speaks about him the day before the draft. He has the same information as Jake does. Hey, coach, I'm coming to Baton Rouge. I'll call you in the morning, my itinerary. Next morning, hey, coach, Braves give me 3 to 4 in the 4th round. All right. So we could look at all of these numbers and go, yeah, he could sit in the 5th round and get 5, and we could all look stupid. So that's possible. Another reason I wouldn't go. I think the lockout is a thing. I think the lockout is a problem. I think you're going to have an instance where teams, what's the latest MLB season ever started? May?
I think so.
So
I think so. I think that's correct.
It's next year you could possibly go into the draft and not miss the first third of a season.
Well, and if it starts when you're referencing, like if they don't make it to finishing the World Series, like they're just gonna go a year without having a champion, like without having a war going on. Like
they already had one. I think it was 94, 95.
I'll look that.
I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure in one of those years in the 90s, they did not have a World Series champion. So, because money rules everything around me.
2020 season wasn't a lockout, but it started in July. Yeah,
that was COVID.
2020 season started in July, but that wasn't a lockout. 95 started April 25th. It's almost May. 1994 series. Oh yeah, 94 World Series was canceled. That's crazy. Before my time.
Yeah. Just stop in, give a thumbs up, off to watch the NHL draft. Have a great show, fellas. Let us know the best Canadian that gets drafted.
Let me know who the Predators draft.
You're not helping the jokes. I think it's a problem. I think, and I haven't. These are all pure speculation. I'm not going to say I have anything concrete. No, he's not going to get a 7-figure payday to come back to LSU. He could get a 6-figure payday in the mid 6 figures. For sure. If not, somebody get a little more zest in their pocket and they go, here, take a little bit extra to come back. Mm-hmm. So he knows that's on the table for him as well. And he also knows when he comes back to LSU, he's not going to school. He doesn't really care about class. I think he's already graduated. If he hasn't, he's fine.
Just playing with some AI. Odds of a lockout, 99%, 99.9% chance. Odds of losing games delaying the 2027 season, 60%. Odds of the World Series being canceled, around 15 to 20%.
The beginning of the season, I bet it would have been a lot lower. I keep going back to that one story I read and the one audio I heard of Bryce Harper threatening Rob Manfred's life in the Phillies locker room. Do you remember hearing that?
No.
Rob Manfred last season came into the Phillies locker room. They were going around talking to all the guys about the upcoming CBA. And they were kind of presenting things they were going to offer the MLBPA. It kind of always starts happening a year or two out from a CBA.
Right.
And Bryce Harper stood up in the middle of the meeting and told Rob Manfred to get the F out of their clubhouse, holding a bat in his hand, and get into a shouting match with the commissioner of Major League Baseball. This is going to be one of the most contested. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a salary cap guy. I think salary caps are kind of go against free market to a point. Mm-hmm. It's getting ridiculous. Yeah. The Los Angeles Dodgers have like $500 million in salary deferred.
They're paying Shohei Ohtani $1 million a year for the next 87 years until he retires, and then they pay him all $9 trillion that they own.
So it's getting a little ridiculous. And I no offense to Jake. I love Jake. He's going to be a Major League Baseball player. The Braves have a better chance of drafting him next year. I'm kidding. I think another year, I think if Jake comes back and because another thing people do all the time that just drives me nuts. Next year's draft class is stacked. It's stacked. It's
you don't know until they play.
Thank you.
You don't know until they play.
You play the games for a reason. Clemson and LSU were supposed to be a national championship preview last year to start the year. Both teams sucked. And it wasn't a bad game. Both teams sucked because they both sucked.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen. I think Jake should come back for this reason. It gives him another year. It doesn't hurt him time-wise. Guys aren't sitting in the minors as long these days.
Right.
He's not going to be on a Paul Skeens trajectory, but he could be on I wouldn't even say a Connor Griffin trajectory, but maybe
Gage
a year, 2 years.
Quick. That's a pitcher, but like Gage Jump made it pretty quick. Thatcher Hurd is a whisker away from what I've been saying. Like, college guys, especially SEC guys, are getting there faster and faster. And they're not underperforming either. They're all performing pretty damn well. Jack Caglione is probably the best example we can get.
Right. I think he's a very good example compared to Jake Brown.
Yes. Like,
aside from the pitching, which Jake
right.
didn't do.
Well, and Cags was never going to be a pro pitcher. Like, he was going to be one or the other. He wasn't going to play both in the pros. Look how fast he rose up. Caglione is probably the best example we can give.
Who was the center fielder that year? Who was the center fielder that year? Huh? Yeah.
For Florida?
I can't remember his name now. He was the first one to get to the show, even before Skeens.
Wyatt Langford.
Compare Langford to Jake Brown.
Yeah.
Subjectively.
Well, and I'm looking at his stats from the 23 season, and it's fairly similar to what we would have projected Jake Brown to finish with had he stayed healthy. Hit 373, OPS of 1282, 28 doubles, 3 triples, 21 home runs, 57 RBIs, slugging 784, 56 walks, 44 strikeouts, on base percentage 498.
I'm going to look at something real quick. Because I think Jake was already close to one of those numbers.
He was close to home runs. And he was pretty high in average, too.
I was thinking of, all right, right here. He had 49 RBIs when he got hurt.
Yeah, 8 away. And how many home runs? He had what? 16, 18 home runs?
16.
So 5 away playing half a season.
Yeah. Basically half a season. Yeah. Half a season healthy.
Right.
And David didn't want to join us today. But
he's going to sit here and comment every 2 seconds.
But I'm thankful he's in the chat. I love David. He said earlier he thinks his ceiling next year would be 30. As far as, and I want to make sure he means like the lowest he'll fall, because he may be looking at ceiling as highest pick he'll go,
right,
and a floor like first pick type deals. I want to make sure I get his vernacular right. I think Jake's a top 20 player, top 15 player next year, especially if they cut out the high school drafting and the international drafting.
Correct.
We'll shoot up that draft board fast.
Well, and
you get free money.
Right. And think about it in terms of this. Like, this isn't a knock on Curiel, right? Jake Brown is a more pro-style baseball player than Derek Curiel is. Because what's pro-style baseball right now? It's analytics. I don't care if you strike out 80 million times as long as you hit 80 million home runs. Right? Yeah. Jake Brown fits that mold better than what Curiel does. And Curiel, we're talking about being a top 20, top 15, top 10 by some people pick. Like, and you come back with a year of a 5th-year option from college that you can say, hey, I have my leverage. You know what I mean? Like,
let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about not having leverage after this next season.
Right.
Due to the 5th year. Due to age. Which we already kind of talked about this year, earlier, but give me your take on that and whether that's valid to you or not.
Talking about,
say Jake comes back, plays a 5th year or 4th year, thing goes, will he not have the leverage due to the fact of him being a year older? Or what is your opinion on that scenario?
I don't think a year older, especially with how we talked about guys rising as fast as they have, I don't think another year older really hurts your leverage, to be honest. Because you could be a Langford, you could be a Caglione, you could be any of the Dylan Cruz. Dylan Cruz rose pretty fast, and then they sent it back down because the Nationals tried to side tangent. Yeah, but like you could be one of those guys and get up there quickly and be a contributor very, very quickly. So I don't think a year older hurts you. I think it helps you rise faster through the organization, probably.
I'm gonna go with that route. The reason I say that, let's look at Connor Griffin. Right, Connor Griffin's a baller. He's back down in the minors right now for rehab because he got injured. He's gonna be back in the show in no time. That was taking a chance to me. If I'm a Major League Baseball owner, that's taking a chance. You're taking a high school guy who has, I don't know what class he played in, but he didn't play in the SEC. You look at a guy like Jake Brown who has 4 years in the SEC, putting up numbers like leading the team in homers his sophomore year when he platooned on the way to a national championship, facing arms like what Coastal had last year, like all around the SEC, and he's done it productively for 4 years. That doesn't hurt you, in my opinion. And because you can also make the argument a team can look at him and go, nope, we're just not going to pay you that because no. And it's like, well, why aren't they doing that now? Because someone else is going to say, oh, I'll pay it.
Right.
So that's, look, I think the money would be there. I don't think it would hurt him. And if anything, it would hurt Jake in this scenario from the draft money, from a career perspective. And it would benefit the owners. He's older when he gets to his second contract.
Right.
Which means his second contract is lower. But guess what, Jake? Just FYI, Babe Ruth never made $1 million. Whether it was his first contract, second contract. What I mean by that is contracts do nothing but this.
Right.
They don't do this. Your agent, the guys like Scott Boras and so on and so forth, make sure that happens because they make more money when the contracts go up.
Correct.
So they're going to make sure that doesn't happen to you. I think
Jackson Fret 4A, Mississippi.
Connor Griffin?
Yep.
He didn't. Yeah, no. No.
Not close.
He didn't face Millsap's arms. I'll just say that. But hey, hell of a ball player.
Right.
Hell of a ball player. Okay. So put a cap on Jake Brown. I got one more topic I want to get your opinion on. It's not Jake Brown or baseball. But I got to touch it. I didn't tell you on purpose. Before we get to that, though, what's your final statement you want to make to everyone watching, because apparently they watch, on your thoughts about Jake Brown? What do you think happens? What are you willing to stand 10 toes down on?
If you ask me to stand 10 toes down on something right now, it's going to feel like
I probably shouldn't have put that on it.
Right, because
I don't.
Right.
Give me your final. Give me. If the draft was tomorrow and you were finding ways to cope, what do you think? What would you do?
I'm somewhere around 60, 65, 40, 35 that he takes the pro route. And it's just a slight lean because you never know. And he already feels like he said a little bit of a goodbye.
Y'all take that too seriously. Y'all take that cap way too seriously.
No, I get that. I do get that.
Because if they would have gotten a chance to get into a tournament, guess what he's doing in the postseason playing?
Right. No, 100%. 100%. I think it's you're convincing me, and I
just on that part though. It's just I want to convince you on. People look at that cap wave at home plate in the final series against Florida as the final send off. If they knew that was the last time he'd be in Alec Box, LSU would have made a video.
Right.
Everyone thought Stephen Milam walking around the shortstop position with his dad kicking rocks and just looking at the dirt, that was goodbye.
One goodbye. Right. No, you're right. You're right. I think you can take the money and the uncertainty of what goes on with the MLB from this path on, or you can potentially take more money and have a clearer picture next year at this time. And I think that's where that 35% weighs very heavily on me, is because, well, yes, it would be a little bit of an emotional decision to come back.
Definitely.
There's a lot of balls in play that you kind of have to look out for.
And you have no control over.
I'm not going to be surprised either way. I'm not going to be surprised either way. And I'll be extremely happy for Jake either way. I mean, this is a kid I've watched play since high school. So I am thrilled to see him succeed in whatever aspect. But just, you're not going to surprise me because of what's on either side.
This is my opinion. Now, I have been 10 toes down on Jake's coming back. I don't know if I've ever said it that clearly. I probably have, but that's another reason why I think Miles back. Just FYI, I think that's a part of it. What does my head tell me? My head tells me Jake's gone. My head tells me Jake's gone. He's going to the league. It's done. But you got something there.
I do.
Does it deal with the conversation we're having?
Yeah.
Should we wait after a show or?
I can drop it now. Just give me a second to try to piece this together.
Let me finish what I was saying then.
Yeah.
I think now, if you make me look stupid, I'm gonna hit you. But I think Jake. I said he comes back for a multitude of reasons. My head tells me he goes to the draft and he gets drafted. He goes to Major League Baseball. And like Zach said, and I'm going to echo him, I'd be nothing but happy for Jake and everyone involved. I have a feeling I know what team he wants him to draft him. I'm not going to say who they are, but I do have a ball with their logo on the back of my shelf. But either way, I'd be happy for him. I think he comes back. Clearly for a lot of the reasons I already laid out. Could I be wrong? Yes. If I'm wrong, y'all can come in my inbox and you can come on here and live chat. I'm never going to turn comments or chat off. I'm not that soft. Come give it to me. But if I'm right, remember my inbox is open. So I mean, I don't think the scenarios I don't think there's many things that can hinder him from it. But I also don't think there's too many variables he can't control. That's where I land. And I'm flustered trying to think about what you have because I have no idea.
Well, here's the cherry on the top of your cake here. Or the top of your ice cream, whatever.
If you do this right now, I'm going to punch you in the face when I see you. If it's the news, it could be, which it's not, but.
No. There are people in, around, and near MLB circles that are not sure if there will be an MLB season next year.
Where is that coming from? Is that just people you know, or is that a story?
I'll tell you after.
Okay. That's fine. So they're talking about not having an MLB season next year. They're talking about that lockout lasting a lot longer than 90 days.
I'm going to send it to you right now.
But that's what
and I'll let you look at it and I'll let you draw your conclusion from that. Just make sure to read the second message at the bottom.
But in theory, it could be as bad as there is no season next year.
In theory, based upon what I just read and what I just
your theory.
And if you're gonna, and while you read it, I'll say this: if you're gonna tell me that there's not even gonna be an MLB season next year, then come back, because you're already losing a year anyway at that point. So you might as well come back. You're pondering this now.
I'm wondering because there's a separation of church and state with the farm system and the big team. I wonder if it affects the farm. I wonder if it affects the farm system, which I think it does. But I know in like the lower levels, they're not part of the MLB PA.
No. Right. So they're not even negotiating part of the CBA. I think you have to be on the 40-man roster, but I do think it trickles down.
But like it kind of turns into like if I'm in 1A and I look like if I'm in the Phillies organization and Bryce Harper says we're not playing, you best not play.
Right.
Type deal.
Right. But I do think it has to trickle down where you have the representatives of all the 40-man rosters making decisions for, like, you may not be a part of the CBA, but you're affected by it. You see what I'm saying? I think that's how I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Well, yeah, because like the CBA, like guys getting drafted aren't part of the MLB PA.
Correct.
So your decisions they're making with the PA affect that. Like,
correct.
In that scenario. That's a wrinkle that makes me feel better about my selfishness of Jake coming back. Why would you go? You won't get paid, especially if you sit out and you're not in the PA.
Right. You're not going to get anything.
This is not me saying every player that goes to the draft this year is going to step back and go, nope, not going. I'm going back to da-da-da.
Because there are some guys who don't have choices. And there are guys who are going to get stupid amounts of money, more than they'll ever make playing college. And they can go play in the Cape League or something like that, and they'll be fine.
Or in the South American leagues or in Asia, all that jazz.
Right.
Which
Savannah
Jake
Bananas
could do that too.
Right. He could.
But
he probably stands to make more money playing at LSU as opposed to one of those other leagues. Korea and Japan, I don't know. Mexico, I don't know. But
Mexico, I doubt he gets paid much. Japan, he can get paid, but he's not a Trevor Bauer name, as what I'll say. He's not a Cy Young winning, no-hitter throwing type guy. He still get paid. Boy. What's your percentage now?
I'm off the top of my head 50-50, but I definitely got to process that.
Buddy.
I'm 50-50 now. That's because if you're going to tell me I can't play for an MLB organization for 365 days plus, then I might as well stay in college. And I wonder how much of that played into Milam's decision as well.
Because it had to. Milam is the one that I wanted Milam back. But I was this vocal about it before he came back. The last show we did, when we all said Milam is coming back, I prefaced it by saying I don't think he should. Personally, I didn't think he should.
You can tell he made the absolute correct decision because he's got another year of leverage.
He got paid.
And this lockout is on the horizon. And if it's as bad as what we just read.
Now, granted, Milam probably got paid closer to what he was going to get paid as a signing bonus for the draft.
Yeah.
So that's not much of a knock on him. The year thing makes sense. Whatever we can age, I don't care. The 5-for-5 thing, we all said was real when we were told it isn't, is real, and it's here. All right. But now you go into the fact that you don't have spring training to go to next year to show. Like, How did Ethan Fry get out of the instructional league?
Played
Spring
his butt off.
training.
He played his damn butt off in spring training.
He went to spring training, showed his talent, showcase, got booted up to 1A or single A. I think he may be in double A now. If not, I know somebody moved up recently, but you don't have that opportunity because Jake Brown would get an opportunity at spring training next year if he goes to the draft and gets drafted. He will be at spring training.
Right.
Period. Like, and here's a fun fact to everybody out there. Not everybody goes to spring training.
No.
Well,
That's
everyone goes to spring training.
Not everybody.
Everybody
plays.
goes to big league spring training.
Right.
There's different training facilities.
He's in Fry's in high A right now.
High A. Okay. Same as I think Jones with the Grasshoppers. He's with the can't remember off the top of my head, but it was like
Asheville Tourists.
Yeah, Tourists. Who Tourists? I'm happy to see Ethan Fry doing well though. He's doing very good. Boy.
I've got to process this.
I processed it. So what we read is all speculation still. I understand that. And the person we read it from hasn't put out the story yet, which tells me they're still processing information.
I don't think it's regarding that though. I don't think that's what's
read the message again. So
I like half read it.
So they're still kind of compiling information, compiling facts to figure out. That's their initial gut feeling from their interactions. But the fact that those words were typed, period. Because you're also, let's be honest, we talk about not having a season. What sport can afford not to have a season? Major League Baseball. It could hurt the sport. You want to talk about college baseball taking over Major League Baseball?
Man.
You want to talk about the only good baseball product on the field is college baseball in the South and the Savannah Bananas, which don't play baseball?
They're dancers with baseball going on.
Me and you will go try out for some independent team, I promise you, because there'll be independent baseball back.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how many guys because
this is big.
This is massive because you could see some of those pro guys playing for your local Rougarou or your local Swamp Gators.
Oh, Rougarou, no. Swamp Gators, no.
No,
because that's part of the Texas Collegiate League.
Okay.
So they're affiliated with a league. They're affiliated with
right.
It's an independent league, but it's like a college, it's part of like a Cape Cod type deal.
Point stands though, like you could have them playing in your local areas.
If I'm Ronnie Rance and that happens, I'm starting up another team.
Right.
Dude.
Right.
I didn't know.
If I'm Ronnie Rance, I'm starting an independent team right now, and I'm getting every major college baseball player or major league player who played college baseball in Louisiana.
Go get the 2023, 2025 College World Series LSU baseball teams and make a
super team.
Yeah. Do a 10-man starting rotation so no one gets tired, no one gets hurt. They just get working.
Yeah.
And have it be the Rougarou and just have them play here in Baton Rouge and they can go play the Houston, Tamales, the Dallas, Stars, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
That would sell
so many tickets.
Tell me you can go watch Paul Skeens throw on Friday, Gage Jump throw on Saturday, Kate Anderson throw on Sunday, Thatcher Hurd, well, he wouldn't come back. You can go watch Anthony Ianson throw on Monday. You can go watch, Riley Cooper come back and come out of the bullpen. Ethan Fry, Jared Jones, Dylan Cruz, Tommy Whiteback.
Can I throw a couple of the McNeese guys I covered on that team too, just for fun? Man, I've been buying season tickets.
That puts a wrench into things. Because, granted,
Look, let's get Ronnie on the phone and we'll try to help him plan this league out.
I'm planning out. I'm gonna try to buy ownership because now I mean tickets that's going to sell. Don't even play on the weekend. Just play Monday through Thursday. Tell me you're a professional baseball player and you ain't got to play on the weekend.
Right.
You just come and play the midweek.
Great success.
Just come play in the middle of the week. That's it. Now, midweeks at LSU would suck because if I'm Ronnie, I'm throwing Paul on Tuesday. But, oh man. So, I feel good about my 10 toes down. Because I promise you, they're going to take that in consideration. And you're right. I wonder if Milam had that.
If this happens, I'm going to start calling you the Oracle.
Dude. Crazy. All right. We'll go. Let's get into this real quick before we go, because we're already over. Then I wanted to go. I wanted to get you out of here. I tried my best to have this short and early so we can have our evenings with our families. Fun topic. It came out today, or at least I saw it today, that the Canadian Football League is no longer allowing Brendan Sorsby to join their football league. Like, is he going to say he played football too? Can't find him on a roster. Do you let Sorsby around? Do you let Sorsby be an equipment manager for a team right now? Like, bro. Sorry, guys. Inside joke that no one else understands right now.
You're gonna make me pee on myself.
It was a pre-show discussion we were being petty.
You're gonna make me pee on myself, man.
But I told you guys this too when we talked about it by Sorsby before. Who's gonna let him around their organization with gambling? Past?
Nobody.
Canadians.
The Houston Gamblers. That's it.
They can't either.
It's like
they're sponsored by some gambling company.
Right. You know what my fear is right now?
What's up?
Is that we just recycled this whole entire Brendan Sorsby eligibility thing.
I thought about that.
Because what's stopping them?
He already had. Hold on. So he dropped his suit, but he already has the injunction. I don't think he got a TRO. I think he got an injunction. The TRO is very different.
Temporary restraining.
Trinidad Shambles got the TRO. I think Brendan Sorsby got an injunction, which is a different legal term, all that jazz. He already has that. I've wondered, does he just come back? And because the NFL coming out with a letter saying, hey, we're not doing the supplemental draft. You can come back next year. Because my question is, what's to stop a team from just going and signing him?
Correct.
Nothing.
Correct. Nothing.
And be an undrafted free agent.
Because you can sign Jimmy Tom Sawyer off the street.
It'd be different if he was a freshman in college and left college football. He's past the age limit. He's past the eligibility limit. So
I don't think whatever he decides he wants to do, I don't think anybody can stop him either way.
I don't think the NCAA will allow them to play. The only thing I see the eligibility for college football happening is because then you start, because the Big 12 has not dropped their federal lawsuit. That is still ongoing. So they have not unfiled that lawsuit. They haven't dismissed it.
And that's probably why he hasn't announced that or probably hasn't put out the feelers on whether or on going back to Texas Tech or not, is because that lawsuit's still out there. And that may be Texas Tech keeping him at an arm's length until that gets figured out.
Cody Campbell keeping that at arm's length until he figures it out.
I mean,
I promise you, if I'm Texas Tech's president, I'm hoping and praying this dies.
Well, Cody Campbell can keep him at an arm's length, but that doesn't mean his belly's not touching him.
Oh, no, exactly. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas, except certain
Cody
things.
Campbell's ego.
Oh God, universal. I wanted to talk about that because I thought it was hilarious. I saw that earlier and I went, the Canadians. Like, he called up the Canucks or whoever they are, the Argonauts. The
Argonauts. The
only one I know, because Manziel played there.
Calgary Stampeders.
Ricky Williams played there.
Yeah. Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Roughriders is an American term. How dare they?
I'm pretty sure
Roosevelt.
Saskatchewan Roughriders. But I'll tell you this, the Canadians are softer than Charmin in a thunderstorm. So, like, you look at them the wrong way and, like, please don't play in my league.
It's a very, very, like, gambling society. There's a lot of betting society there, which I thought would make it okay. But the phone call went like this. Hey, yo, Brendan, sorry. You can't play in our league, sorry. Like, it was just...
Sorry, eh?
We'll send you some complimentary maple syrup. Sorry.
We'll give you a gift card to Tim Hortons, huh? You like some Timmy's?
Do they have Tim Hortons in Texas?
I don't think they do.
Will you send me some Whataburger?
You would love some Timmy's.
They have the big cups in Semiho's. Like, it's... I don't... Like... Where does he go now? XFL? You can't go to the... No, they don't have the XFL anymore. They have... What's that league now?
The UFL.
Can't do it. They're a part of the NFL.
UFL's part of the NFL?
They partnered with the NFL.
I didn't realize that.
That's why they can have a season nobody watches, and they still have the season.
Right. He can go the Arena League or the Indoor League.
Is that still around?
Arena League is... I know there's...
Because you had the ones Voodoo, but I don't know. They're not around anymore.
Well, the Voodoo folded a second time before they could ever play a game.
What year was Sorsby? Hold on. What year was Sorsby?
I think it's a fifth year.
You sure?
Pretty sure he's a fifth year. I'm pretty sure.
I thought he was a junior, going to be a senior.
Yes. So no, the Arena Football League is once again dead.
Okay.
There is a league called the IFL, the Indoor Football League. 14 teams. And I know this because of a former coworker of mine does some reporting for them. I can text her and see what this is like the old Arena Football League. The Iowa Barnstormers, Jacksonville Sharks, Orlando Pirates, Arizona Rattlers. This is pretty much the entire old AFL.
Hey, you want to know something funny?
Always.
Sorsby doesn't need an injunction. He was going to be a redshirt junior coming into the 2026 season, which means he's a senior with another year of eligibility.
We might run this entire news cycle about him and Texas Tech completely over again.
Brandon Sorsby entered the 2026 college football offseason as a redshirt junior, transferring from Cincinnati to Texas Tech. Buddy.
I'm just going to go back and pull out all my old notes, and we're going to have this discussion 15 more times.
I got it memorized. It's all right. But it's like, I never thought about that. He doesn't need an injunction. All he needs an injunction is from his gambling accounts. But that's it. He's eligible. He's more eligible at Trinidad Chambliss.
Right. He's more eligible than Carson Beck and Sid the Slothware. We are going to run back this entire Brendan Sorsby, Texas Tech, Cody Campbell, Big 12 imploding on itself. This whole thing is going to repeat itself.
You want to hear a funny story?
Absolutely.
You know, me and my wife went on our trip last weekend. On the way there, she pulls out her computer. She's like, "What do you want your LLC called?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You need protection so we don't come after us because you run your mouth." Because I was talking about Cody Campbell and Ken Paxton.
I told David we needed to do that the other day.
Yeah. So now LLC.
I told David we needed to do that the other day.
David would never need an LLC. He's like the most. He's the most Canadian. You act up with me. You don't act up with him. You like.
I would act up on Twitter. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's your personal account, not the GDD account. That's the difference. Like the worst thing about you is when I make you laugh on stream. Which, by the way, Wednesday night was a good one.
You got me twice.
But somebody tell me I'm wrong. Brendan Sorsby is a senior with another year, not just this year, next year. Like going into this football season, this is 4th year. He's in the same boat as Jake Brown.
I think Texas Tech is already working on it, and they're just waiting for the lawsuit to go away before they roll them back through. That'd be some Texas Tech.
I wouldn't be mad at him for it because it makes sense.
That would be some Texas Tech butt crap. Since you don't like cursing as much as I do.
Well, he didn't need an eligibility injunction anyway. He just needed the injunction because he got caught gambling. So Correct. That's the thing. So, okay, it wasn't an eligibility thing that I was thinking of. But I'm happy we talked about it because now I wouldn't have thought of that.
Good morning, everybody. It's Groundhog's Day again.
Good morning, bettors out there. Brendan Sorsby's here with your top 5 picks of the day. It's locks of the century. Locks of the century. Put your mortgage on it. Bet your child's college fund on it. He's taking the Oakland Athletics to win the College World Series by 5. Lock of the century.
I almost said something to get myself in trouble and I stopped myself.
You can place your bets here with GameCoin, the official game coin of betting.
he's like the college football version of Paul Crew.
You didn't get that joke, and it's so good you didn't.
The game coin?
Now you put it together. Sponsored by Parish Builders. Anyways, all right, let's get out of here before we get killed by our family. All right. What do you want to push?
Go Deep Dive. Follow all of our accounts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's just Go Deep Dive. Follow myself and David on Twitter. I'm at Zach Nunez TV. David is DC Bill Yacht Jr. All the Go Deep Dive accounts are Go Deep Dive. Just straight up, no periods anymore. It's not go.deep.dive anymore. Thank you for that reminder, Paul. That was a pain in the butt to say, but for some reason, David still likes to say it anyway. While you're at it, make sure you go check out. Make sure you go check out David's writing with "And the Valley Shook."
And the No.
And the No, yes. Follow the No as well. Go Deep Dive is on a member of the No Network. They are a wonderful network for us. Helps out with a lot of clips. You'll see a lot of our clips posted in their channels as well. So make sure you go follow them.
And I'm too controversial for anyone to support. So I need you to come support me by subscribing to this YouTube channel and on my social pages. By the way, Go Deep Dive's account names aside from TikTok, I didn't know if it was uppercase, lowercase, whatever. So they're in the description already. So go down there and just go copy paste and go follow them on those different platforms. If you do me a favor, we just got over 120 subscribers on YouTube, which by the way, yep.
Us
You
too.
want to know something? Found
You
this out.
beat us to it.
No, not that. Only
Oh.
10% of YouTube channels ever reach 100 subscribers. So
Look
what
at
was the
us.
top 10%?
Look at us.
We
Who
are
would have thought?
very far away. Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Look at us.
man.
Anyways, thank y'all for getting us there. Let's go higher. If y'all could do me a favor, hit the like button, please. It's free. It costs you nothing. Hit the like button. Go follow all my accounts. Is that Walking Off Talk on every account: TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Here, just hit the subscribe button. Hit the like on the button. Y'all liked the Braxton Beatty interview, which was the best video I've done yet, and I loved the interview y'all did with him too. And this just shows that just because you cover the same things doesn't mean that they're not going to be completely different, and they can
Correct.
work in simpatico.
Simpatico. I said it was like the Avengers movies. Like you got to watch one, the other, understand the other.
I am Groot. But collaborative, not competitive, man. That's what we do here. And make sure you go follow Geaux Deep Dive, guys. We will be back Tuesday for sure. I know David and Zach will be back Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Maybe Wednesday. Maybe not Wednesday.
Me being the massive soccer fan I am, the U.S. plays at 7 on Wednesday night. And I know all of my friends will be watching that as well. So I want to give them a chance to be able to catch our show. So we may go a little earlier on Wednesday. We may move to after your show on Thursday or Tuesday or something. We're still trying to figure that out.
Soccer matches last 90 to 100 minutes?
90 minutes regulation. There's a few extra minutes added on because it's a running clock. It doesn't stop. So if the ball goes out or if there's a foul or a free kick or something like that, the clock still runs. So they will add that. They'll add that time on to the end.
Average, what, 3 minutes? Extra time?
For the World Cup so far, it's been about like a 4 to 6 minute average just because they have those built-in hydration breaks. And those hydration breaks are automatically 3 minutes added on to the end.
It's crazy how Europeans thought they had heat.
Oh, bro.
Welcome to the world of air conditioning.
Welcome to the world of ranch, too.
Oh, I do want to say this. You saw the video today of the guy like yelling about LSU fans being everywhere and always traveling. You saw that? He had one point. I got to give him this credit. People in Louisiana can't drive. I just drove from Alabama back to Louisiana. So much better in Alabama. So Mississippi, bad. Louisiana, it's like I went from like not tailgating to 4 cars within the same distance I was with 2 cars.
Oh, yeah.
So it's bad. Anyways, thank y'all for watching the show. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hit the like button. Go follow Zach and David and Go Deep Dive. Go follow all of our channels. And we will see y'all when Brenda Sorsby is ruled eligible or Big Brown announces.
Oh, buddy.
Peace.
Peace. Go Tigers.